Every raid starts with one question: loot or be loot? On Valley, that question feels different. You're never the only one with an angle. Every ridge, every tower, every rock wall. If you're hunting, someone's already watching you do it. Today, I load in with an Ergo M24, M62 in the mag, thinking I'm the only one setting the pace. Valley has other plans. I spawn behind the supply camp, at the campsite. This quiet spawn lets you pretend you're alone for a minute. I push towards the tower, get a good vantage point, and scan the ridgeline. As I'm scanning, I spot him. Sniper operator perched on the wooden spindle above the frontier, leaning over the wall, scanning his side of the map. Same posture, same job, same idea I just had. He's crouched, head hidden, no clean shot, so I don't force it. I take a breath and shift along the platform until the angle feels right. No ego, no rush, just patience. He stands up to check the radar station. I send one round straight through the dome. Clean, silent, done. When I drop down to him, it gets better. He's running the same rifle as me. I decide to honor it. Drop my gun, take his, then realize he's using a sight I can't stand. I make my way back to the bush and do a quick swapsies and just change the scopes out. His build, my sight, feels like we've traded more than just gear. A little later in the raid, I'm at the shop near the beachhead, picking up an enhanced stim for more stamina. I find this stim just spicy when it comes to flanks, rotations, and just creating distance from your opponent. I pop it and make my way to the dirt road near the RV camp. Once I get there, I hear a ruckus. Can't quite tell if it's up at the courtyard or at the RV camp, so I'm a bit hesitant. I decide to leave that and go and check what's happening at the villa. A couple of shots have popped off, see if I can see anything. And as I get there, I clock an operator running on the outside wall. I line it up and squeeze. And nothing happens. I feel like that hit an invisible wall. But I'm also going to say I could have whiffed. That doesn't matter. Get ready for the follow through, because at least 90% of the time, they'll come to the right window and scout. And like clockwork, there he is. I take my shot, but it's a whiff. The plan's simple now. I'm going to push up to the Noan Courtyard, get into a position where I can tell what's happening down there. As I round the corner up to the Noan Courtyard, I hear footsteps, multiple coming down towards me. I hold the bottom of the hill, scope up, waiting for the first silhouette. One operator walks into view, I take the shot, big whiff. No excuses, just bad. I don't hang around to argue, I just turn and run. A little cheeky underhand grenade might just buy me a few seconds. Like an idiot, I take the quick slide off the ledge, lose my legs, and suddenly this isn't a clean disengage anymore. I take shelter in the cropping of trees just below the cliff. I can hear them above me, they smell blood. I pop the painkiller and don't think I'm outrunning this. I hear one scaling the ledge, boots scraping the rock. I go prone, hold the angle, track him as he drops into view, and end him before he realizes what's happening. At least two more above me, the nades start rolling in. One just clips me, enough to remind me I'm on a timer. I hug the cliff and make a break for it, angling towards the upper RV campsite. I come up the dirt road opposite of where they are. spot one down at the ledge, still looking for me. He's weaving back and forth, not exposing himself too much. I line it up, whiff again. Follow-up's not good either. He's gonna be a little bit rattled, and I've got no more room for mistakes. I abandon the angle completely, fade back into the forest in front of the crash canyon, and finally give my leg some attention. Right at this moment, I'm not the hunter. I'm just trying not to be finished by a team I tried to surprise and failed. With my legs patched and the hill burned into my mind, I pull away, back, and rotate towards the Pino Radio Station. On the way, a few locals get in the way. They go down fast. They're not the problem. The problem is the team that thinks they've chased me off the map. I make it up to the station, climb on the rocks above it, and let the valley stretch out below. From this spot, I can see the ledge above the cliffs where everything fell apart earlier. I swap over to M61s. If I'm taking more shots at these guys, I want every advantage I can get. Before the past catches up, the present hands me a freebie. Someone comes to the extract right below the rocks. Wrong time, wrong day. He goes prone, thinking he's safe. I shift positions, take off his head, and settle back in. A few moments later, they appear, shapes on the opposite ledge, about 120 meters out. First shot goes out and does nothing. Big whiff. I adjust, pick out his teammate, and this time it all comes together. One clean headshot. No drama, no second chance. He crumbles on the ridge. I reposition behind the radio station, cutting to a different angle on the same ledge. Good thing I moved. When I spot the last operator, he aims exactly at the rock I was on. He never considered I might be somewhere else. I get my opportunity and take the shot. Whiff again. Second round, hits the body. Still not enough to finish. I don't stick around. I rotate hard to the ledge above the crash canyon. I jump up on the rocks on the left, and this is where timing gets brutal. He's pushed into the forest where I've fixed my legs. He's obviously patching himself up. He's heard me jump on the rocks. I peek up and down and spot him right below me by the tree. One more peek, one more shot. This time he drops. The valley finally goes quiet. This raid started with me feeling like the hunter. One clean snipe at the start, a little rifle swap, nice and tidy. Then the valley turned the whole thing inside out. Invisible walls, whiffed shots, bad drops, broken legs, grenades chasing me down cliffs. That hill team had every reason to turn me into another mark on their path. Instead, a flank, a reset, and a rock above a radio station turned it around. I walked in thinking I was the only one with an angle. I walked out with a raid full of proof that on Valley, you're never the only name on the hunt list. You choose whether you're above it or under it. Every raid ends the same way it starts, with one question: loot will be loot. This time, I spent most of the raid marked. But when the dust settled, I was the one putting names on the ledger. As always, if you've made it this far, thank you. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the loot or be loot videos. and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.